Thank you.
Thank you very much, President nominee Bill, for doing that. And we want to welcome all our guests. Do we have any guests today? I should start off by introducing you to our district governor, who's with us today. He's going to do the inductions in just a moment, but we're blessed to have him here for the second time this year. You don't always get the governor to come by. Steve Sorensen from the Fowler Club.
Thank you.
Say hi, Steve. Say hi, Governor. Any other guests today? Yes? Yes, Mike.
It's my son, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
And we have some guest speakers today, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Want to remind you that backpack program is April 9th, Ryla's on the 17th and 19th. The governor may say a word about the district conference. And we're working on a spring social. And do we have any report on the pets? It's a president-elect training seminar for all you newbies. Any word on that you want to say, Chris?
One of the interesting things with being in a large organization like Rotary is trying to keep everybody organized. You've often heard me say that getting the speakers for every week is interesting. And now if you can imagine doing that over the 52 clubs in the district? 54 clubs in the district, I stand corrected. And then multiply that by the number of clubs in each of the districts and our different zones. Getting everybody together, trying to get everybody to go forward on the same page is always interesting. So Governor Steve and the rest of the district leadership and zone leadership and everything gave us, me and Father Stang, some very good tools going forward, trying to keep us all on the same page. And there's some more about that coming up, but I don't want to interfere there.
Thank you very much. I think we already heard from Bill about his experience. I'm sure we'll hear more when we have a little bit more time. And I do want to thank past District Governor John for filling in on the piano or the organ today. Thank you very much, Oral, for filling in, and also Brad for doing the greeting and the prayer. And that's a triple threat today. You had the pig too. That's quite unusual. It's always special, certainly, to have a governor. It's even more special when we can induct new members. And we have 3 individuals that we feel strongly will make great Rotarian. And I know that, and he works for me, and it took the governor, past district governor John, to ask him to be a member. So see how that works? See how that works? So anyway, we're glad that all 3 of them individuals are going to come forward at this point in time. And would we ask Steve and Angie Clapp and Russ Martin to step forward, and Governor Steve Sorensen is going to induct you today. So Governor, I'll let you take the past district governor John, would you step forward as well? So step over here.
Thank you very much, Club President and past District Governor John. It's a privilege to be here today. I want to share with you that this is always an honor for a governor to come forth and induct new members in the Rotary. This is a special treat for Rotary, and it's a very special treat for the Rensselaer Rotary Club. We're so glad that you're coming on board and being members of this fine organization. This community has a lot to be proud of in what Rotary does, and I know the mayor would attest to that. That Rotary Club here is very powerful in the community and does a lot of great things. Well, as I mentioned, it's a special day. We're bringing in 3 new members into the Rensselaer Club. So it's my pleasure, on behalf of the Board of Directors and the members of the Rensselaer Rotary Club, to welcome you as the newest members of this club. While we can make you members of Rotary and this club, we cannot make you a Rotarian in the true sense of the word. That is a distinction which you must earn for yourself. We welcome you not only for the fine fellowship, which we certainly will share with you, but also for the assistance that you will provide to help carry out the club's projects for the purpose of making our community here in Rensselaer and our country and the world a better place for us to live in. Rotary is an organization of business and professional leaders that are pledged to uphold the highest ethical standards. Rotarians believe worldwide fellowship and peace can be achieved when business and professionals come together and unite in the Rotary motto of service above self. Rotary activities exemplify the charity and the sacrifice that one would expect from people who believe that they have a responsibility to assist others. You have been chosen for membership in this club because you possess the qualities. You champion the message and principles of Rotary. You're representatives of your vocation in this club. You now become an ambassador of Rotary and represent Rotary in the true meaning, carrying out the ideals of service to all. This community will know and judge Rotary by your character and your service. We will also look to you to inspire and strive to become better Rotarians. We now ask your sponsoring Rotarians to present you with a packet. Hopefully they have a badge for you. If not now, they will in the near future. And your Rotary pin. So gentlemen, if you would like to go ahead. One thing that we will ask you to do is to wear your Rotary pin with pride. Not only to all the Rotary functions and to a regular meeting on Tuesday at noon, but also in your daily endeavors. And our recognition of your contribution towards a better world, that will truly stand out when wearing that pin. So it's indeed an honor for me to offer each of you the right hand of Rotary Fellowship and to welcome you as a member of the Rensselaer Rotary Club. Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome on board. Congratulations, Nicholas. Now this is you, everyone. Very much. All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all. A round of applause again for our new members. Welcome to our club. We know you will find Rotarians. And thank you, Governor, for doing the induction today. We greatly appreciate your words and all that you put behind it and all the efforts you've done this year to make this a special Rotary year as we light up Rotary. I might ask you if you would like to stand up for just a moment to talk briefly about the celebration.
Thank you, John, for the opportunity to do that. I want to invite you all, if you haven't already been on the district website, to check out when we're having our district celebration. It will be April 24th and 25th in the community of Monticello, Indiana, which is very close to us. We put it there, as I mentioned when I made my official visit last fall, because we've never really had a conference in our area of the district for quite some time. And I'm really hoping that the 10 clubs that I've asked, of which yours is one of them, to be host clubs for this conference, as many of you as possible will show up and attend, at least one day. If you can't make it Friday, come Saturday. And if you can't be there Saturday, I hope you'll show up Friday, or both days. Because we're going to give you the best opportunity we have to put on a conference celebration in this southwest corner of our district. It's been rare. Only when we've had governors come from our area has that ever happened. And we don't get that many opportunities, so we're glad to have you come by. So if you haven't registered yet, I encourage you to do so before next Monday. You'll save some money. So the savings expires next Monday, and then it becomes the regular rate to attend the conference and the regular rate for a hotel reservation, should you need one or desire one. Most of us are close enough we might be able to drive back and forth both days. but I strongly encourage you to go online, www.rotary6540.org. That's our district website. Click on underneath the district events, district celebration for 2015, and get yourself registered. I want to see a great turnout from the Rensselaer Club. Thank you all so much.
I believe past District Governor Rich Agel, who was also one time a member of our club, it was the last time we had our district celebration in Monticello. So we hope that we can get as many out there to support the governor, and certainly you'll learn about Rotary and you'll learn and have great fellowship. So it's not only a learning experience, but it's something you'll receive, I think, as a gift to yourself if you attend this. Very informative, and you'll learn really a lot, but you'll gain a lot through fellowship and learning. So I encourage you to attend. Let's see, at this time, I think it's time to introduce our speakers, and our President-elect, Chris, will do that.
As many people will recall, we recently had the Jasper County Habitat come in and speak to us. So this may seem a little strange that we have Habitat for Humanity again, but the St. Joe chapter is completely and distinctly different now. I'll let these two young people kind of explain what that's about here in a second. Please join me in welcoming Stephen Nickel. He's a double major in political science and business administration, minor in economics. He's a sophomore from Benton Harbor, Michigan. And Kate, last name, she knows how it is. She's a biology major with a minor in health therapy, and she's a senior from Charlotte.
Bună ziua! That is good afternoon in Romanian. We're going to talk to you a little bit about what we do as a college chapter of Habitat for Humanity, as well as some of the future things we're doing, including our trip to Romania.
So what we do on our college campus, we have an Axe Week Build Week where we raise awareness for what Habitat is and homelessness. So we actually spend a night outside in cardboard boxes and get a feel for what it's like to actually not have a place to go home or a warm bed to sleep. We have day build trips around the Jasper County, so we actually do make an impact in our local community as well as in the states and internationally. We take Thanksgiving break trips. We've been doing this since 1992. We go to Rocky Mountain, North Carolina, and there they take 3 or 4 days out of their Thanksgiving break trip and do make an impact there. We have a spring break trip that we do each year. We've been doing that since 1999. Last year we went to Amarillo, Texas, and this year we just came back from Morristown, Tennessee. And then this year, we do this every other year, we have global village trips. Last year they took a trip to Nicaragua, and this year we are going to Romania.
Our global village trip this year is to Oradea, Romania, which is right there. It's just over the border between Romania and Hungary. And so when we were deciding, the planning process of this, where we were looking to go, we always try to go to a place that, because there's habitats in, Germany and France and, the more modernized countries. We always try to pick a country where there's actually a real need. So when we were going through it, we decided, why Romania? In Romania, there are over 150,000 families that are living in abject poverty and are in real need of assistance. The average salary for a Romanian is $400 US a month, but if you compare that to the actual housing costs in Romania, just a single room house is an average of $93,000 US. So for a person to be able to actually afford that single house, they'd have to save all their money so they wouldn't be able to eat or anything for 19 years before they'd actually be able to afford a house. Another reason that we chose Romania is that we're going to be working with, they have a growing orphan population there. So we're going to be working directly with an orphanage and trying to make sure that these orphans are actually cared for and they get housing that's adequate to their needs. And so with the orphan population, doesn't want to come up. Not wanting to. So this is the orphanage group that we're actually going to be helping out with. As you can see down here, it's kind of like a little village type area. We've done this in the past. When we went to, one of the past global village trips was to Tanzania. And in Tanzania, they had an orphanage that's called the Orphanage of Hope. And it's for orphans whose parents were victims of AIDS. So, or maybe the orphans actually suffer with AIDS themselves. So we like to, when we go there, we don't just want to build houses, we want to connect with the community that they have there and the needs they really have. And the things with the children are always, they're always very touching. And so not only do they get stuff out of it, we get out a lot of it too. So this is the orphanage group that we're going to be working with. Scroll back. Scroll back. Technology is being late. But then also another aspect of these trips that is sometimes overlooked, because not only are we going to help them, but they're actually helping us. So we're going to learn about an entirely different culture. In the United States, we have the tendency to just kind of take things for granted, and we don't really understand, all the blessings that we really do have. Well, by going to another country, what that shows us is that, we take for granted that, you have a paved road, and, if it snows, they're going to plow the road. If you're hungry, you're going to go to the store and buy something to eat. Over in these foreign countries that don't have the same infrastructure and stuff that we do in the United States, and even the difference between a house we build in the United States versus a house we build in a foreign country. We built the house on Thanksgiving break trip, and we had, I think it was a 3-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms. But I heard from people who went on the Tanzania trip that they're building houses that were made of bricks that were composed of mud and straw and rocks. And they were just one-room houses, but the gratitude that these people have and the absolute joy that they show for something that we in the United States would probably scoff at and think that wasn't really anything. But they have such appreciation for it that it really, once you go on these trips, you never come back the same. They completely change. Now the one thing then is cost, and that's always a problem with trips. We've been lucky that because we do this every other year, we always have a long time to actually plan and raise funds for it. And so if you look at the costs, for this trip alone, airfare is $39 per person, and the in-country expense is $17.90 per person. And then I'm going to let Kate talk a little bit more about the fundraising efforts that we've been doing to raise money to go on this trip.
All right, so some of the fundraising things that we've been doing so far is we've sold these booster shirts for people who want to show off that they've supported our group. We are unfortunately not selling these anymore, but we've made about $700 just along with these shirts. Another thing that we've done is we've been out at football games in the cold weather. We've worked, I think, 3 concession stand games, so we've made quite a bit of money on that. Oh yeah, and then we had a group of students sit outside the CAF and ask other students if they would want to to donate a meal. Take one of their meals and help us go on that trip.
We got 400, or no, we had 200 people to give up their meal, so we raised $400 on that.
And that was super beneficial. We are so happy for them.
All right, do you guys have any questions that you'd like to know more about what we do as a chapter or about our trips that we've been on? Both of us have gone on the spring break trips. Going on a Thanksgiving trip? I haven't either.
Spring break's better.
Spring break's long.
Yeah.
Any questions? Yes.
What's the reason for the large orphan population in Romania?
The reason for the large orphan population in Romania was that they were, I'm pretty sure they still are kind of a communist country. And so what happened is it was, with the communist system, there's that breakdown between actually taking care of the orphans. So it's not that the number of orphans is exorbitant compared to like surrounding countries, it's that they're not being cared for. Does that answer your question? Any other questions?
When you're going over to Romania, you talked about the kind of houses you built before. What are you expecting to run into there? Is that going to be wood frames? Is that going to be brick like you're talking about? Or?
It's not going to be like the one brick type stuff. The ones that I saw on the handout that they gave us were houses that would kind of look like a house in the U.S. with, you know, wood frame, with siding. The big difference is in the size of the house. So they would have, you know, a house that we probably have maybe 4 to 5 people living in. That'd be like a 10-person house over there. So it's the big difference is in the size of the house. Yes.
How many people in your total group and how many will go on the trip each time?
Our Habitat chapter has, I believe, 80 members? 75 or 80 members. And so on this Global Village trip, we are taking 11 people. But our spring break trip is 20 people every year. And we always, if we had more, it's more of a staffing problem because we need to get people to chaperone the trips as well. So for the spring break trips, if we had, you know, more locations, we always have people who are on a wait list for that, as well as for the Thanksgiving trip. For the Thanksgiving trip, we take 10 students. Any other questions?
When you do these, are you doing the electric and everything, or is it just a bit more or less carpentry?
It's more carpentry. When we went for our spring break trip last week or so, we actually we put up the siding, we made the interior walls. They had the trusses delivered to the site, so we put up that. The boys were on the roof, they finished the roof, and then we also like made decks for the back and the front porch. So
The electrical type stuff is usually contracted out just because of liability.
along with the also.
Thank you very much. I hope you understand that Rotary is Rotary International. We're all over the world. And we believe in projects like this to help people to grow peace among other people and to also experience fellowship and make a difference in people's lives. So we're applauding you for that. I want to give you a check, first of all, for $500 from the Wentzville Rotary Club on behalf of all our Rotarians here.
Thank you very much.
Hope this will help a little bit.
It will.
Also, our theme this year is Light Up Rotary, because we light up Rotary around the world. So I hope you don't have to stay in a cardboard box anymore, but it's a flashlight, Light Up Rotary flashlight. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Good presentation.
Future leaders of our country, our community, and our world.
And our Rotary.
In our Rotary, that's right, think about Rotary. Do we have anything else from the floor today? Anything? And with that, I'd like to, what's our, where'd Chris go? What is our meeting next week?
The meeting next week should be very interesting.
Oh, okay. Stay tuned. It'll be very, very interesting. We have our 50/50. How much do we have in the 50/50, Arnold?
$280, and we only have 16 cars.
$280. The governor is gonna pick a number here.
The last four digits are 0, 6, 3.
Okay.
063, last three digits. Past District Governor John. We're rooting for you. By the way, the 50/50, the other 50% goes to the Rotary Foundation in your name. That's a new rule we just put in this year, Governor. So the money, the other 50% goes in the name of the Rotarians. Between the hearts, oh, I'm sorry. We were rooting for you all the way. Please stand for the four-way test.
We have,
Welcome our new members.
This is the truth.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a great day. See you next week.